Well, there's absolutely no question that SEO has changed dramatically over the past few years. Today, SEO is fairly common knowledge. If you go back, say, 5-6 years ago, when I was an intern, SEO, or search engine optimization, was a fairly unknown marketing tool. Some might say it was a black art, or considered a black art amongst marketing professionals. Back then, it was very easy to implement SEO. It was just a case of optimize content for relative keywords, and also increase the number of backlinks, and away you go. Whereas nowadays, it is a lot more trickier. I think the reason why SEO has changed dramatically over the past few years is because the platform for SEO is constantly evolving. You know, nowadays, search engines are a competitive place for advertisement. So, you know, I think now with just over 40 million internet users in the UK alone, it's pretty easy to understand why that is. I think Google specifically have made, you know, quite a number of substantial changes, which has assisted in changing SEO as a concept. I think the launch of Google Panda last April, changing ranking algorithms, and now that they've just announced that they're going to be putting a hold on providing information on keywords, it's almost as if they're making it a lot more difficult for SEO professionals to implement SEO, and they're trying to influence consumers into using pay-per-click. I think the key points to consider when implementing SEO is, firstly, not to be too over-reliant on keywords. Yes, it is the first step in, you know, implementing SEO, get your keywords right, but don't fall into the trap of just thinking that, you know, if I get keywords right, then that will automatically generate custom, because believe me, that isn't the case. It needs to be a part of a much more rounded marketing campaign rather than just focusing on keywords. There's absolutely no guarantees with that type of method and with SEO overall. The second stage is to also get your content right. I think there's a fine line between optimizing content effectively, but also making it readable and, in most cases, grammatically correct for the user. So I think getting your keywords right, but not being too over-reliant on them, and also making sure that the content is readable and optimized correctly. I think they're probably the two main key points that I would suggest when implementing an effective SEO campaign. The way you should use SEO is you should consider SEO as being a small component, which is a part of a much larger marketing picture, if you like. I think sure, you know, it's used as a tactic to increase the number of visitors to your website, but there's other aspects which need to be taken into consideration, such as aesthetics, whether that be through animation, images, videos, or whether it be for conversion rate tactics, such as conversion rate optimization, which is in vogue at the moment. I think all of these things need to be a part of a much more wider, much more rounded marketing campaign, which will obviously assist in generating traffic to the website, but also making transactions too. You need to look at it in terms of the whole sales process, from the initial search to actually completing the transaction. I think SEO is going to a place now where it needs to be constantly managed and updated and monitored all of the time. It isn't a case of just, you know, let's do SEO once a year to try and increase the number of visitors. It's something which has got to be done 24/7 and constantly looked at. It's not something that's done on an annual basis. It's a long-term process which will, in the long term, generate good results. I think that's probably the main reason why, on average, 22% of marketing budgets are now spent on SEO, because people are starting to understand the importance of it, and that, you know, your website nowadays is pretty much a window for your business. Nowadays, social media is very important when using SEO. I think the three main the three main points that you need to consider is obviously keywords, content, number of backlinks, but then to add a fourth, it would obviously be linking in with your social networking sites, any tweets or any Facebook updates. You need to make sure that that's relevant to your keywords or you know, whatever's relevant to your business at the time. I think nowadays video is certainly overlooked when thinking about search engine optimization, but when you consider that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, it's something which needs to certainly be taken into consideration. You can now actually optimize video content to help boost traffic to your website. And also when thinking about the whole sales process and the whole rounded marketing campaign that is attached with search engine optimization, and thinking about the aesthetics, video is a great way of communicating to your customers.